Picture this, waking up to the sound of chainsaws on your own land. Not a neighbor's, not some city property, but the ground you inherited the deed with your name on it, coffee still hot in your hand as a 200-year-old oak tree, older than your great-great-grandfather, crashes down right in front of you. That was my Thursday morning, and yeah, that actually happened. I'm Garrett Tremblay, and I'd moved to Pine Haven Estates, North Carolina, thinking I was trading chaos for peace after my divorce, only to get bulldozers at sunrise diesel smoke rolling through pine trees and the crack of old timber splitting like bones. No warning, no apology, just the HOA swinging for the fences like they owned the place. And the president, Shayna, she calls me all honey-voiced. Should have read the bylaws, hun. Oh, and by the way, we're suing you for $47,000. Bless your heart. Let that sit for a second. What would you do? Seriously, drop your state in the comments. Anyone else's HOA this nuts? But let me back up because you need to know how I ended up in Shayna's crosshairs. So my Uncle Donovan left me 8 acres out here, Pine Haven's oldest patch, been in the family since the Korean War. The land's got one of those original patents from 1824, so old it predates the HOA by over a century. When developers carved up everything in '87 and slapped Pine Haven Estates on the map, my uncle's place was just grandfathered in. Part of the community, technically, but really it was this stubborn island of old freedom in a sea of 340 houses where even the mailbox has to pass the taste test. That land raised me for half my summers fishing, woodworking, learning trees by bark and heartbeats. When I finally got it in the will, it felt less like an inheritance and more like holding on to a living memory. Now, I'm a semi-retired civil engineer, 30 years building roads and bridges, which, trust me, will get painfully ironic. Divorce took half my retirement, all my patience, so I packed up with my 2 rescue mutts, Hank, the one-eyed beagle Dolly, the pit bull who's scared of butterflies, and started over. Mornings on the porch, smell of pine and coffee, hammering out Adirondack chairs in the shop, pitching in at the food bank. Peaceful. The kind of life where you don't make waves, you just breathe. And then there's Shayna Kovac. Imagine Marie Antoinette with a gavel platinum bob. That probably cost more than my truck white G-Wagon plates. Say HOA because subtleties for renters, I guess. She runs the HOA with 6 out of 7 board members in her pocket, hands out fines like party favors once hit Mr. Cho 84 for a ceramic garden gnome. Meanwhile, her friends turn the neighborhood into a Pottery Barn golf course and nobody bats an eye. My blue shutters, historically preserved, documented by the state, and still I get a violation, non-compliant paint fix-it, or pay $250 a week. I appealed one, watched her smile crack just a little. That was her shot across the bow. From there, it's death by paper cuts. Tickets for my work truck, my dogs barking, a bird feeder too decorative. I tried to keep my head down, didn't matter. Didn't. 6 months before the bulldozer, she pitched a community connectivity project, a private road that had cut straight through the wildest part of my land, also folks could shave 90 seconds off the golf course run. She held the vote at a meeting I was never invited to email. Bounced, they said. Then came that Thursday, 6:47 a.m. Hank barking bloody murder, 2 bulldozers, and a survey crew tearing up Wildflower Meadow diesel smoke mixing with dew. I ran out in pajamas yelling, "What the hell are you doing?" The foreman Trey just hands me a work order, HOA letterhead, Shayna's signature. "If you got a problem, call them," he says. I try she's living her best life voicemail. The HOA management company, no help. By the time I get off hold, there's already a muddy scar 40 feet wide in the middle of my pasture. I watch them take out the old oak crack like a rifle. 2 centuries gone in seconds. I took photos, went to the county clerk. No easement, no right-of-way, no nothing. Filed a police report. Deputy Ortiz, good guy, walks the line with me, shakes his head. "It's bad, Garrett, but it's civil. Get a lawyer." I email Shayna, cease and desist, legal threats, all that. She fires back. "Work continues. See you in court." 89 pages of legal sludge buried in there is a bylaw that says the board can authorize projects for the community benefit. My lawyer, Stewart, $8,000 retainer, says it's shaky, but they'll drag it out until I'm broke. A week later, I get served at the food bank. Humiliation tastes like copper. Shayna's suing me for $47K, blaming me for delaying her road. If you ever get in an HOA fight, document everything: photos, emails, certified letters, because they will come for your reputation before your house. 3 days after getting served, the neighborhood goes cold. Hardware store, farmers market, people who used to chat now stare at their shoes. Then the Facebook post. Shayna doesn't mention me, but it's all about community safety and selfishness. The comments pour in rumors: armchair psychology, unstable since the divorce. My daughter calls from college, worried sick because someone tagged her roommate. Grocery store, 3 neighbors, 3 ice-cold shoulders. That's when Lionel Casterbridge knocks on my door, retired postman, the only board member who stood up to Shayna. He hands me a casserole and a manila folder, 3 years of unredacted HOA minutes. Inside, shady contracts, $40K to Shayna's brother-in-law for landscaping, meeting notices lost. When board members disagreed, selective enforcement. That'd be funny if it wasn't bankrupting folks. She's a bully, Lionel says, and bullies get sloppy. So I dig. North Carolina law gives HOA members the right to inspect financials boards. Hate it, but it's the law. I file the paperwork. 10 days later, the financials hit my inbox. The road budget, supposedly $78K. Actual contractor invoices, public record thanks to a utility easement show, $52K. Where's the $26K? Shayna's real estate firm is the contractor's agent. She paid herself with HOA money, called it community improvement. I file a countersuit, send complaints to the state, attach every invoice, every padded contract. Shayna's lawyer calls my claims frivolous. I ignore him, post the receipts on the community Facebook group with one line: transparency matters. You decide. The comments shift. Why 2 budgets? Who approved these bids? Shayna deletes the post but screenshots live forever. The war is on. Emergency board meeting, packed house. Shayna tries to expel me. PowerPoint slides, police report, Facebook post, truck parked overnight. My lawyer tries to talk. She cuts him off. I just stand up, ask if anyone's read the contractor's insurance certificate. Turns out the policy expired before they broke ground. If anyone got hurt, the HOA was personally liable. Then I mention no county grading permit, which carries $10K per day fines. The room explodes. The vote: 3 for expulsion, 3 against. Shayna breaks the tie. I'm suspended. But the room's mood shifts. People start whispering, how do we get her out? Recall petition needs 30%, 102 signatures. We set up shop in my kitchen, Lionel's maps, an old printer running hot. Moms from the school carpool form a phone tree. Jerry the plumber signs before I finish my pitch. She fined him for grass clippings during a windstorm. The stories stack up. Raji Patel, whose mom lost her house over a $9,000 fence fine. She died after the eviction. We collect 163 signatures in 2 weeks. Shayna panics, town hall, PowerPoints, but nobody's buying it. Her brother-in-law keys my truck. Spray paints my mailbox, caught on camera, arrested for witness intimidation. Then bombshell anonymous email screenshots of texts, Shayna telling Todd to make him regret this. I forward them to the DA, to everyone on the recall petition. The tide's unstoppable. Then Eugene the treasurer comes forward sick with guilt, hands over a USB with the real books. 130K missing, fake invoices, kickbacks. He and his wife Margaret can't afford to move. Shayna leveraged their dues against them. I send the evidence to the DA, the state, every homeowner. By morning, it's everywhere: the news, social media, the state licensing board. Election day comes, record turnout. 91% of homeowners vote. The recall passes by a landslide. When they announce the results, the room erupts. Shayna stands frozen. Ortiz steps forward, arrest warrant for embezzlement and elder abuse. They cuff her right there, quiet, final, the kind of justice you can feel in your bones. The applause feels earned, but all I can think about is Uncle Donovan, the old oak, and every person who lost too much. New board, new rules. Lionel's president, I'm vice. First order, fix the money. Forensic audit recovers 97K. We refund bogus fines. Jerry, Mr. Cho, everyone Shayna targeted. Next, we rewrite the bylaws, transparency, no more unchecked contracts, real appeals, financials online. The illegal road is torn up, my land restored. But more than that, we plant 50 oak saplings, dedicate a memorial grove for Indira Patel and everyone hurt by this mess. We start a scholarship for kids who want to work in elder advocacy and housing rights funded by the recovered money. Shayna pleads guilty, loses her license, does time. Karma maybe not poetic, but pretty efficient. Now life's quieter. Marissa comes home for Thanksgiving, calls me a badass. Hank and Dolly beg for scraps, and Pine Haven's just normal. The state legislature cites our recall for new HOA laws. The air smells like spring saplings budding, and for the first time in years, I feel like I belong somewhere good. So if your HOA's out of control, you're not powerless. Document everything. Know your laws. Find allies, follow the money, refuse to be scared. Drop your wildest HOA horror story in the comments. Let's see whose is the craziest. And if you want more stories of folks fighting back, you know what to do. Subscribe, stick around. Because here's the thing, bullies like Shayna exist everywhere, but so do people who find their courage when it counts. The trees are worth it. The Indira Patels of the world are worth it. Your peace is worth it. So fight back, and when you win, plant something beautiful where the wreckage used to be.